Hey Yardners, it's Destry. Welcome back to my yard. Today we are going to be doing a kind of a product review on these Farmers Defense protective sleeves. And also we're going to be refreshing a few hanging baskets and doing a total refresh of a beautiful green planter. So I hope you'll stick around and check out the video. All right, I hope that you're doing well today. Let's talk about these Farmers Defense protective sleeves. Now, this is not a sponsored video. I paid for these, I ordered them. I kept seeing them everywhere online and I was like, I really want to try these because I have very sensitive skin. And when I'm dealing with, especially like squash and pumpkins and stuff, which is what I'm going to be doing today, my arms will just break out. I'm allergic to grass. I'm allergic to things that I enjoy doing. So I was really interested to try these. So here is what they are. Just to tell you a little bit about the product on the back, it says that they are protective sleeves, protect your arms from plant irritation, harmful UV rays, and overheating. They're UPF 50 plus sun protection, and they're breathable, moisture wicking, and I did get them in a size small, medium, and then they also have, I think, like a large, extra large, or something like that. So another cool thing that I thought about these is they're made from recycled water bottles, which I really admire. Ooh, the plastic bag they came in was also biodegradable when I ordered it online. And of course, the packaging is cardboard, which you can recycle. A couple other cool things about these. Honestly, I thought the price point was pretty great. They're right around $30 and they arrived really, really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and slide these on and let's see what I think of them today. So it looks like they have some little like grippers up here at the top and you just slide them on and then there's a thumb hole. So let's see, they come up pretty far, which I like. So I can wear short sleeves with this. So that's feeling, ooh, and they're really soft. They're really like a slick feeling. So, and they come in a ton of different like colors and patterns, which being a watercolor artist like I am, I just like appreciated like how many different patterns there are. And I think they also had a deal if you bought like three or something, some kind of discount or something like that. So I will put their website down below in the description, but here we go. They're on, and now I am ready to get busy. So one of the main reasons I wanted to try these sleeves was for this task. So these are all my pumpkins and squash, and a couple reasons why I'm going to actually take some clippers and thin out some of the leaves. First thing is that you can see the beautiful flowers here are sort of trying to pop up past all of the foliage. Well, the pollinators need to find those flowers, right? Now, in one of my past videos, I showed you how you can take a little paintbrush and actually help your pollinators out. So check out that video. But I need to kind of clip some of these back so the pollinators can find the tops of the flowers so they can do their job. The second reason is to help with powdery mildew. So here in Oregon, I struggle almost every year with powdery mildew, especially on my squash, my pumpkins, and things like that. If I thin out some of the foliage, it will help with airflow. So that air can flow around those leaves and that fruit as it starts to develop. Also, I guess the third reason would be that once those flowers are pollinated, I want to make sure that the energy is going towards the production of the squash, of the pumpkin, and not to, keeping alive these big leaves. So I'm going to get to it now. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slip my gloves just over the top of my little garden sleeves, my Farmer's Defense, and I'm going to go ahead and get busy clipping these. But I'm really excited to see how these protect my arms because this is one of the itchiest tasks of this time of year for me. at all. So that is great because that task is one of my least favorite tasks because I feel like I always end up so itchy. Anyway, so far so good with my sleeves. I'm really enjoying them. So let's talk about what I got to do next here. So a couple things. I have these 2 hanging baskets. You saw me in a previous video dump this one the other day if you haven't seen that video. And then I also have this one here. So let me kind of talk about this one. You can see one of the plants is doing good, but this back here is just kind of done. So I have 2 options. I can just cut this back and leave the plant and it might reflush out with some blooms, or I can pull it and kind of tuck something else in just to sort of, you know, go with the front part of this planter, which is actually looking really beautiful. By the way, the front part there, I believe, yep, I believe this is a Super Bells Black Currant Punch. So this is a Proven Winners plant. As usual, the Proven Winners has outperformed everything else that was in this pot. So that's one of the things I want to do is refresh those 2 hanging baskets. And then the other thing is this pot here, which I'm trying to hold up. It's a really nice green pot, but you can see I've got a few things still blooming in here, but this right here is kind of done. So again, it's a really cool pot, but I feel like it's not doing much for me right now. So I went to the nursery the other day and I picked up some beautiful things. So let's do a little bit of a haul. I am not one to grab for Gerber daisies, but there was something about the color of these that I absolutely loved. So I did grab this Gerber daisy, and I'm just curious, full sun to part shade. Well, I'm thinking Gerber daisy is probably like a little bit more shade than full sun, but we'll have to see. And then I did scoop these up. I almost thought that they were a Coral Bells or a Super Bells, but this is a Cabriacoa. And this one is called Bordeaux Star. So this one is a full sun. And look at that, you guys. I just thought that was such a beautiful plant and flower bloom there with the yellow center. So I grabbed a few of those. Another sort of hanging basket vibes would be this periwinkle. So this is a vinca, and so it will have purple blooms on it, but I liked the way that it's, you know, cascading down, and it would be a good spiller for my hanging baskets. So I've got my little filler, my spiller, and then I have a little bit of my thriller, which is a zinnia. And again, just the colors, I'm really attracted to like pinks and purples. Those are probably my favorite colors when it comes to, you know, flowers and things like that. I tend to gravitate more towards those than like reds and oranges and things like that. So I've got a few of those. And then I did grab one more veggie start. Now, at the nursery, there weren't very many veggie starts still around, but I did clear out a section of my veggie garden. If you saw that video a couple of videos back where I was doing gardening chores I didn't want to do, I pulled out some big overgrown carrots, and now I have a place for something else. So I'm going to try some cucumber. I've tried cucumber in the past and haven't had a ton of success with it, but this one is a Marketmore cucumber. It says how to grow, plant in full sun, and that's about all it tells me. Look at how many starts there are in that one little pot. So I actually at first grabbed 2 and I thought, oh my gosh, there's so many. I don't have room for that many. So just one. I thought I'd tuck in some cucumbers and see if I still have time to get some fruit off of them. So I'm going to go ahead and get going on all these projects. And I'm excited to show you how they all turn out. Oh, and one more thing. I did grab one piece of garden art the other day. I went to a like a farm, not a farmer's market, but like a vintage fair. And I saw this and I thought it was really cool. So it's kind of like this old bird cage, I guess. But I thought this would look really cool, like on top of a planter with some plants sort of spilling out or something in the middle. I really like pieces like this. So I might try to incorporate this into my green pot. I'll just have to kind of get creative and see how it goes. So let's see what I can put together today. All right, Yardners, here is what I was able to get done today, including some Aussie Doodle cameos by Milo and Max. So what I was able to do is, repot up both of the hanging baskets. And I decided to take out that one sort of random plant because I wanted them to match and I just wanted a nice refresh. So I have to water everything in still, but I was able to repurpose this one here and the other one from the bigger pot. And then I just used the last two zinnias in these two planters, which I just happen to have. And I've been kind of wanting to pot them up with something. So, and then over here, I was able to go ahead and put the cucumbers in. I just had that little bit of space there. So I'm going to get those watered in. And let's see, over here, kind of where I was working, I've got the two, I believe they're osteosperums. I never say it correctly, but I think they are going to come back. I think I've got some buds here. So I'm going to pop those in the landscape somewhere, as well as this cute little coral bells. I'm going to pop that someplace, but check out the little green planter with the bird cage and the Gerber daisies. Tell me what you think in the comments. Is this your style? Do you like this look? I mean, I think the contrast of the white birdcage kind of like draws your eye in and almost makes it feel like, like a specimen plant where you're like, ooh, what's in there? That must be something special. And of course, the Gerber daisies are just so gorgeous, and that coral color is just lovely. So when you look at it, as a grouping of things, I really like, how that sort of draws your attention. And I dig the aesthetic of it, but you tell me in the comments, is that your aesthetic or not? Here's the other side of my greenhouse area. And so, I've got some other pretty things here, but I like the way that that looks there, and I think it'll get just about the right amount of sun. All right, guys, I think that's going to be all my yardening today. I feel really good about what I got done this morning. I was able to redo a couple planters and tear up a couple things and redo a couple things. I got those cucumbers in the ground, and I got the squash leaves trimmed back to try to help with the powdery mildew issue. And all the while, I was trying out my Farmer's Defense sleeves. So official review, I love them. They're great. In fact, I think I might need to get another pair. I liked that I could put my gardening gloves over the top of them, but if I was like picking berries or something, I could still have my fingers free. They're really comfortable. They didn't fall down, which I was thinking they were going to like slide down my arms, and they didn't. They're lightweight, they're breathable. I didn't get too hot in them, and I felt protected, not only from the sun, but from the itchiness. So if you are a gardener or a yardner who struggles with maybe some allergies to different things and reactions to in your arms, I would highly recommend them. Again, this is not a sponsored video, just I just purchased them, and I'm just telling you that I think that they're great. So go ahead and get yourself a pair if you're able. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me in my yard this morning. Remember, if you subscribe to my channel, go ahead and just leave the comment subscribed, and I will respond personally with a funny gardening joke. So just for you. And I hope that you like the video, and please subscribe and share it with a friend, and go out and get in your yard, you guys. It's a really fun place to be. I'll see you next time. Bye.